back, quarterback rolling right. He's looking end zone. Caught. Touchdown.
Saturdays are sacred. A football podcast.
What is up, everybody? Saturdays are very sacred. We're here back at our normal time slot, 12 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Pacific here on Sunday. We are awaiting the results of what this college football playoff will look like. And we're so excited. We're so excited for what's about to happen. We're going to react to what happened yesterday in the college conference championship games. We'll break it down. We'll talk about some of our takes that we had last week. We'll get our predictions once we get everything lined up, who we think will be in the college football playoff and who will win it. We'll make sure you guys locked in here in the comment section. Let us know who you guys are rooting for, who your teams that you support in the comments. Will be active in the comments as well. So, yeah, before we get into it too deep, Cody, how are you doing today?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Out of town right now, so I'm doing this in the hotel. But great day of games yesterday. Some upsets, some shocking results. So yeah, it's been a good time. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm doing really good actually, because I think this will lead into the first topic of the day. Is I think watching my team play throughout the year, the start off was really, really, I would say concerning, but it was like, okay, it was trying at times, right? Like you see, we struggle with certain things. The offense doesn't look great. Defense looks like it's, Swiss cheese, so many holes and so many explosive plays given up. But the thing about Kirby Smart and the thing about these Georgia teams is that they consistently get better throughout the year. And that's something that you want to see from your football team. That's something that you want to see from your coach that can develop your team and say, hey, this is not who we are. And the fact that he continues to get buy-in week after week, and for them to fix and clean up these things, especially when your team is banged up and limping to the playoff, I think it's really cool to see. So, man, that Georgia-Alabama game, man, it was a domination on the defensive side of the ball. This defense night and day from what it was, earlier in the season, especially playing against Alabama the first time in September. So I'm just really proud of this team. I'm proud of Gunner. I'm proud of this running game that played really well, did what we need to do. Zachariah Branch has continued to show out and do what he needs to do to, help us win games. And I'm hoping that we can get healed up by the time we play our first round matchup, so we can get a couple more guys back for this playoff run. But yeah, it was fun, nerve-wracking for sure. But I'm glad that we were able to just comfortably cruise to that SEC championship, back-to-back SEC champions.
Right, that's true. Yeah, I was impressed. Offense was good, but the defense was what showed up. Because Alabama's supposed to have a really good offense, but they kind of been leaking oil for a while now. But you guys got after them. And that was kind of the issue for Georgia throughout the season. You weren't getting after the quarterback. You weren't sacking the quarterback. But, no, you got after Ty Simpson yesterday. You rattled him. He was struggling for sure. And, yeah, you guys just kind of dominated on the defensive end. Your offense did enough to win the game comfortably. But, yeah, the defense was just okay. Alabama's not getting anything. I think they had -3 yards rushing. So I know they don't have a great run game, but to hold them to negative yards rushing is just really impressive. So, yeah, I think now that Saban's gone, and DeBoer's a good coach, but it's I think Kirby's definitely taken over as the lead dog in the SEC. Back-to-back SEC championship games. They'll have first round bye in the playoff, and there'll probably be a 2 or 3 seed. And so it's you guys are in a good spot to make a run. As we saw yesterday, Ohio State is beatable. So everybody kind of thought they were indestructible yesterday. Or going into yesterday, that's not the case. They're beatable. I still think Indiana's beatable on any given day as well. So Georgia set up just like any of these top 3-4 teams to take it the whole way. And yeah, now you get a bye. You probably get a game probably in the Peach Bowl. So that'll be in Atlanta. It's basically a home game, your first round. So
pretty nice.
You guys will be looking pretty sweet. It's a great day to be a dog. Yeah, yesterday I was freaking what's his name on game day.
Ernie
Johnson, yeah, from Inside the NBA. basically called it, like you said, like, oh, they're going to get a late touchdown to cut it to 17. It was to cut it to 14, and then Georgia ended up going back up 21. But total domination yesterday, and definitely showed that they were the better team in the SEC. That game in the middle of the season was kind of just a one-off. You finally got the monkey off your back a little bit. You beat them in the SEC championship game. Now Kirby's got a couple more wins against Alabama, and I think going forward, they're the lead dog in the SEC going forward.
Yeah, Ty Simpson after the game said it's really frustrating because we think we have the best offense in the game and in the league in the country, and that we just trying to, a couple things didn't go. And so, I mean, I don't know if I can say Alabama was the best offense in the country. They had moments this year for sure that they were really electric, but they were never a really fully balanced team this year. And the lack of wanting to run the football, I think they only have like one real healthy running back right now, which is I understand. But at the same time, it's like you also need to be able to know that you can run the football some games. That way, you know that to win any situation and do what you got to do. And so when you're one-dimensional as a offense, you become really beatable, like really beatable. And especially when one of your star, highest paid NIL money receivers is kind of non-existent. I mean, you think like obviously Ryan Williams has been very impressive against Georgia. He's made spectacular plays against Georgia, and he's kind of showed up against them. And he did. I mean, he was okay. Like he had a couple catches.
It's okay.
Like, 58 yards, something like that. So, but it wasn't like I'm here, get me the ball type thing. Like I feel like he's such a second receiver. He's a wide receiver too at heart. That I think, once he can be explosive if he's like paired with someone else versus like he's number one. We can lock him down. He's not physical. He's not going to do extra stuff to get open. So.
Yeah, I agree. And that's just because last year was like it was him and Jeremiah Smith. Those were like the freshmen, like kind of phenom receivers. And obviously Jeremiah Smith is like light years better than him right now. And so he's number 2. And then when their tight ends back, he's like their number 3 option in the pass game. But yeah, I'm with you with the whole Tyson. I get it. Like you want to hype up your team. You guys think you're making it in the playoffs. We'll see if they actually get in. I think they probably will. Like we're the best offense, but like you said, they were never the best offense because you were never the most balanced offense in the country. Like you've never had a consistent running game, even when your guys were healthy. Yeah, like you had that stretch where like you beat Alabama, you beat Georgia, you beat Vandy, you beat some teams, and your offense looked really good. But this last, since like Halloween, basically your offense hasn't been great. They've been good enough to get wins, but it's kind of against lesser opponents. Like you beat South Carolina, you beat Auburn on the road in the Iron Bowl, but you lose at home against Oklahoma because you turn over the ball 3 times and you lose yesterday. You weren't really outside of like the first quarter, like when it got to 14-0, like I know it was only a 2-touchdown game, but it felt like more. Like it just felt like Alabama was kind of just out of it at that point. And then they had a chance in the second half. You get the stop, and then you get the ball to start the second half. Nothing. And so it's like I don't know. I just never felt like after it was 14-0. With the pick on Ty Simpson, I just never felt like they were actually going to get back into this thing, and they never did.
Yeah, and then they were terrible on third downs, 314 third down efficiency. Like you said, only minus 3 rushing yards, 212 passing yards on the day. Offense really couldn't get going. And I mean, who would have knew the under 48.5 yesterday would have been easy. Like you could have got under 40 for plus money probably, and then you would have been really having a good day.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gunnar Stockton threw 3 touchdowns yesterday. Nate Frazier with the 13 carries, 52 yards and a touchdown. So pretty good day. Zachariah Branch had a touchdown.
Branch was good, yeah.
And then Branch and Robinson had one as well. Or Roderick Robinson, excuse me. Yeah, I'm excited. This is a team, as I will build the theme up as we talk about teams. Georgia is a team that is on the ascend. Even though they're banged up, they're rising to the occasion as the year goes on. Alabama over the last month, they're a team that is going in the opposite direction. And don't get me wrong, their injury report is massive, right? So if they do get an opportunity to play, I think would they play next week or 2 weeks from now?
2 weeks, yeah. Next week's I think they only play just the Army Navy game next week, and then the following week. But yes, they get a week off, and then Georgia will get 2 weeks off, so you get some time to get healthy. So that's real big because that's why you want that bye. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Especially not. That's why you wanted not to play this game. SEC championship game,
right.
and then the first round bye. So, I mean, if Alabama does get in, and we'll figure that out by the end of this show, we'll talk about it.
Right.
They should have 2 weeks to try to get a couple more people back and to make a run and see if they can look like a better team. But again, I don't have any evidence of that right now, just from the fact that they've been so bad. They're trending downwards. And it's a teams that are trending downwards will get ready to go home and be on the sofa really soon. And so that's why I just think if you want the best, we'll talk about this more later, but if you want the best college football bracket and team, I just think that you need to find a team that is on the trajectory up versus on the trajectory down. Because last year, the first round was so abysmal. We want to have good competitive first round games. We want every round to be good. I don't want this to be a week to skip college football. I cherish my Saturdays. They're so sacred to me. And so I don't want to see bad matchups. So I feel like if you brought Alabama in, there's a chance that they will not be – there will be a first-round exit. So.
Right. No, I agree. Well, then you look at, the teams that they're up against, Notre Dame's won, I think, 10 games in a row. They started off 0-2 and won 10 in a row. Now, outside of US, they haven't played any ranked teams. They played USC and Pitt. Yeah, who knows how good Pitt is. So their resume is not great, but they still won 10 in a row. Miami, I think, won 5 in a row. So they at least have some momentum where Alabama's lost 2 of their last 4 games. And their offense is their strength, and they've been kind of leaking oil for a while. Now, their defense isn't terrible, but their defense is on the field so much because their offense can't sustain drives, especially running the ball. So, yeah, I mean, I think they'll put Alabama in because of the brand. If that was say it was Georgia just hammered, I don't know, Vandy somehow got in or Ole Miss got in, they'd probably find a way to leave them out. But Alabama still has that brand. I feel every year every year the last 4 years, Bama's the bubble team that we're arguing for. That somebody is arguing for. Last year they were the team that was left out. 2 years ago they got in after they beat Georgia. So it's always a team that we feel we're arguing for. But I think they'll get in. But I like your argument there. Let's bring in some teams with momentum. Notre Dame's won 10 games in a row. Miami's had some momentum down the stretch. We need a couple of lower ranked teams, but still wins. Where Bama's lost 2 of the last 4 games. They don't look very they're banged up, and then they have their unbalanced on offense. So I think there's a case to leave them out. I just think if you do, I could see Greg Sankey and the SEC being all right, screw it, we won't have a conference championship game. We'll just play. We'll play. We'll just 9 games, or we'll have an extra bye, so we're all playing on this weekend, so we don't get screwed for not playing on this weekend. So I think that you just kind of run that risk of losing conference championship games, which I think are still they still are meaningful. But yeah, if you leave them out, because I know that they're not going to be, especially because it's Alabama, and Alabama technically won the regular season conference title. They were the 1 seed going into yesterday, even though they got hammered. But still, that would be tough. But I mean, hey, they want to make a statement and be hey, we're taking the best teams right now, other than the group of 5 people that get the automatic bids, but we're taking the best teams right now. Yeah, you gotta. That would be your case.
For sure. So yeah, we'll talk more about that as we get the results. Let's move on to the Big 12 championship game, because I feel this is the game that kind of no one was really talking about too much, because it was kind of rinse, recycle, repeat of their last time Texas Tech and BYU played, and Texas Tech did defeat BYU 34-7. I'm pretty sure between both these times they've played, I think BYU's only scored 14 total points or 21, something like that, which is insane. And then I think I saw the coach for BYU after the game, and is we played the top team in the country twice. I'm like, oh, I didn't realize you guys played Ohio State, Indiana or Georgia. I mean, don't get me wrong. This Texas Tech team is really good. I mean, I feel like he was politicking for Texas Tech more than he was politicking for BYU.
For BYU,
it's a little weird, but I mean, Texas Tech, the only loss they had was when they didn't have their quarterback and on the road, as what he said in his press conference, which is fair. This is they're a one-loss team that I don't think a lot of people are talking about Texas Tech, and I think they could be a juggernaut, to be honest with you. I think they could be a team that just, no one talks about, and they just kind of sleepwalk their way to the semifinal and maybe even to the national championship game. Obviously, this team is paid enough money to make sure of that, to get this far. But I think a dominant victory for Texas Tech, pretty easy for them, 34-7, similar to the SEC championship game. BYU did score first, so the BYU kind of came out hot, but then Texas Tech scored 34 unanswered points and kind of went on to this nice route, scoring 13 in the fourth quarter, which is really putting that game to bed. I don't know. Did BYU just really kind of submit themselves out of the college football playoff, or is it a chance that because they played against a top 4 team and lost both times, is that enough? And then again, does this argument can you copy and paste the argument for Alabama to the argument for BYU?
I think that's what a lot of people are trying to do now. Alabama's argument would be at least the Georgia team that just killed us, we beat them. Where it's we've seen BYU and Texas Tech on the same field twice, and there was a massive mismatch. So it's kind of hard. You weren't outside of the first 10 minutes of the game, it wasn't competitive. I watched that game and I was like, hey, maybe BYU's got a chance. And then Texas Tech by midway through the second quarter just took over. Their defense just suffocated the freshman quarterback of BYU, and he couldn't do anything. I think he had 3 picks in that game. He was getting hit a ton. They couldn't run the ball at all. So it was just total domination after that first touchdown from BYU. And I get the argument hey, if we wouldn't have played in the conference championship game, we'd probably be in. But it's not really. You were ranked 11. Mm-hmm. So you weren't in regardless. So your only path if you were BYU was you win and you get in. Bama can be okay, we at least beat that same team that just beat us. So we split the season here and we beat them in their house. Or it's you had a chance to beat this team twice and you got rolled twice. So great season for BYU. 11-2 is a really good season, but not good enough. It sucks that Texas Tech kind of looks like a juggernaut compared to the rest of the Big 12, because they also hammered the other ranked team in the Big 12 in Utah as well. So Texas Tech, I think they could be a legit threat because there's just no team. Maybe outside the top 3, you got Indiana, Georgia, Ohio State. Those 3 are the favorites. But after that, I wouldn't be shocked if Texas Tech is your next best team. So here we go. Looks like they're starting to do it. Okay, so Indiana's 1. I don't know if you got it up.
I just saw this breaking news that Bryce Underwood is expected to entertain the transfer portal as a true freshman. His season didn't go as expected.
That check bounce? Those big checks bounce? Or what happened here? He was supposed to get $4 million a year, I think, and then for incentives. So he obviously didn't hit any incentives because I don't even think he got 10 touchdown passes. See,
this is the problem with college football. It's we invested this money into you, and which is fine, right? And I guess the question, let me not put a sweeping judgment out, but it's is it Bryce or is it Michigan? Because I think what happened is a lot of times, because last year with Duke, right? Duke had Malik Murphy, which I like Malik Murphy. I thought he was solid. He was actually pretty solid for Duke last year, but he was blindsided. They said, you need to go into the portal. We don't want you here. And he's like, what? And then it was at the most inopportune time. And his recruitment was terrible because it wasn't he was making those calls to actually, he was looking and someone wanted to poach him. No, Duke just didn't want him. And they wanted Darian Minta, which I get it. He's a solid quarterback. I mean, they won the ACC championship game, which we'll talk more about shortly.
Right.
But it's kind of it's disappointing because it's you don't necessarily know whose side wants to leave or who wants them to leave. And a lot of things, I think too, it's been patent more that the player wants to go into the portal. Because whenever you hear a player is entering the portal, you never know. I don't think it really gets reported that often. Oh no, the team forced me out. They've told me get in the portal because you're not welcome.
Right.
Or like we want to find an upgrade for you. Like we already have whoever on the phone, the Kyle quarterback who's staying there. Like we had him on the phone to try to bring him over. So that's why I think like I need to know more details about this because maybe they thought, we thought he was going to be a sensation, but he's a freshman. Like I think he played solid. Like obviously it's his first.
He had good moments, yeah.
He had good moments, and it's like but then you want to build on that. Like that's is why like you're trying to doom this kid who's a really good prospect, big body kid, 6'4", good arm. And it's like, let him develop into who he needs to be instead of having these expectations. I get it. The money will bring expectations right away. But you also got to know, it's like, give him another year at least.
Yeah, that would be a massive loss for them. Like, yeah, he didn't have a great year, but he was still a freshman. They didn't have a lot of, like, weapons. A lot of their weapons were also freshmen as well. So I think that'd be a massive loss for them. And then, like, where do you go from there? Like, who's the backup? Who else is out there? And like that was your big recruiting win of like the last like decade or whatever. Like you got Bryce Underwood, you took him from LSU. Yeah, you had to pay a ton of money, but you still got him away from LSU and you got him to stay home in Michigan. So I would be really bad. And if that happens, I think that speaks a lot about Michigan and kind of the state of the program a little bit, but that'd be really bad. Like I don't know how you lose a guy that you literally pledged $12 million to for the next like 3 to 4 years of his career. And I mean, I think he has a chance to develop into the best quarterback they've had there in a very long time. Because I mean, his top end's way better than JJ McCarthy. Like, let's be real. So like
quarterback 9?
Yeah, 9. It's like his top end's better than that. And of course, like Cade McNamara and anybody else they've really had, like he's better than those guys, but he has to still reach that. But yeah, he was a freshman. You didn't really have any weapons. Like, what were you expecting from him? So
exactly.
They put Ohio State at 2 and Georgia at 3.
So they kept it the same except for the flip?
They just flipped Indiana and Ohio State, and then Texas Tech got the 4.
I mean, that's fine, I guess. I think that's fine, I guess.
It's like, I guess they're like, they lost by 3, neutral site into Indiana, but it sounded like there was more Ohio State fans there, even though the game was in Indiana.
For sure. I didn't see any Indiana fans in the crowd when they kept panning every time they scored a touchdown.
There was some, but there was definitely more Ohio State fans, which is weird because, like I said,
they were in Indiana. The game was in Indiana.
Yeah, it was in Indianapolis. Yeah, so it's like you should have more Indiana fans, but like there's just more Ohio State fans because it's like if you're an Indiana fan, like are you really a football fan? Or are you like a basketball? Like now you're finally starting to root for football, but I don't know, it's still kind of odd. Oregon 5, Ole Miss 6. Like all these first 6 spots, like other than like 1 and 2 and 3, it's pretty much locked in. But we need to see what's at the back end.
For sure.
Yeah. But
oh, did you know that Indiana is the most losingest?
Yeah, of all time.
Yeah.
Which is pretty crazy with what Cignetti's been able to, like 2 years in, you make the playoff back-to-back years. You got 2 losses in your entire time there, and then both of them were last year. One was in the playoff. You're in the number 1 seed in the playoff, Indiana. Like, and people are still not buying into you because of that, because of your history. It's like still just like it's Indiana. I don't know if I can totally buy into it. So yeah, I mean, kudos to them. That's awesome for them. And like any new head coach is going to get compared to him. So like he's made it hard for any new hire head coach because of like, well, look what Cignetти did at freaking Indiana.
Oh, for sure.
The losingest program of all time.
And he's definitely about to help out some older coaches who have winning histories at lower conferences or divisions, and to possibly try to recreate that Cignetti touch. Obviously, they're going to try to steal from the Cignetti tree. That's a good ring.
Yeah, probably.
Tree. I like that.
Cignetti tree. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited.
What do you want to call it? You want to bum a cig? Is that what we're going to try to do? Yeah. We're going to try to do that. Yeah. I mean, he's going to be, I think Chesney was on his staff and stayed at JMU, so he's already got a big-ish job in UCLA, so.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah, Indiana, that game, I was kind of like doing a lot of stuff with like family So I didn't get to see a ton of it, but what I saw of it, like Indiana, just their defense got after it. Like I knew their offense was pretty solid, but their defense I never expected to be that good because they were just blowing out these teams like Purdue and Wisconsin, like teams that they should be blowing out right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, damn, they got after Sayan. That Sayan looked the worst that he has looked all season, like by far in that game. So I don't know. I was impressed. I don't know if I'm fully on the Indiana train, but I'm definitely like right next to it. Like I'm waiting. I got my ticket. I'm just not haven't jumped on yet. But I was impressed last night. Offense wasn't great, but they didn't need to be because the defense just just hammered Ohio State. Other than that one touchdown drive, they couldn't really do much. So I was very impressed. I don't know what I mean. I'm sure you probably felt the same way, but I was very impressed with Indiana last night.
I just saw this tweet that said that FanDuel possibly leaked the rankings, and now I'm really curious to see if it's accurate.
Bama's in at 9. Bama's in at 9 going
That's
to Oklahoma.
what they have here on FanDuel. They were not. They also had Notre Dame at 10.
Let's see. They're going to be the next team to reveal. Yeah, so right now Bama's at 9 at Oklahoma. So they stayed where they're at. So it was just like the game wasn't played, basically.
Yeah. Lazy, but okay.
Yeah. It was a little lazy. It's like, I guess you could have dropped them to 10, but it's like, what did Notre Dame do? They didn't play either. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Just kind of lazy. Yeah, it's just if they if that guy's right with linking the rankings and it's Notre Dame at 10, that's where I have some of the beef. It's like, how are they in over Miami at this point?
They kept Texas Tech at 4.
Yeah, Texas Tech's at 4.
Okay.
So is this guy's pretty accurate then?
It kind of looks like it. So you got Tulane and Ole Miss, Alabama, A&M.
Oh no, it's Alabama, Oklahoma on this one. So he's off a little bit. So
and then they had Oklahoma, Notre Dame, and then JMU.
8-9.
Yeah,
gotcha. All right, well we'll see who's at 10 here. They're supposed to be dropping it here soon. I feel like it's
maybe a Miami appearance.
That's what I think it's. Oh, yep. Miami got in. Wow, they actually did it. They actually did it. Good for them.
All right. Congratulations, Miami. Carson Beck is in the college football playoff again.
In the college football playoff. Wow. Yeah.
He didn't get to play last year because of his elbow injury.
Yeah. No, yeah, he was Stockton last year. Yeah.
I mean,
he was. Yeah. I was gonna say he wasn't in there 2 years ago, though, right? No.
Yeah.
You guys make the playoff 2 years ago? I'm trying to think, because I was still when it was 14. I don't know, but yeah, he's back in.
No. 2 years ago we got out because we got left out.
You lost to Bama,
and then we beat Florida State by a ton.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that started the Mike Norvell kind of just falling apart.
Tell me about it.
It's bad.
So we got Miami in. So it looks like it's going to be either JMU or Tulane, not both.
No, they're still 11 and 12. So I'm guessing Tulane will be at 11 and JMU will be 12, unless they just kind of just throw out the conference thing and be like, screw it, we're going to throw in Notre Dame too. That would be interesting. Like you just go against your whole criteria and be like, nah, we can't have JMU in there. We're throwing in Notre Dame. If we're going to do it for anyone, it'd be for Notre Dame.
That's what it'd be like. Oh, well, they don't have their coach, so we're going to swap it. Who has a coach?
But you left Ole Miss in; they don't got their coach. It's like, yeah. I think it's got to be Tulane and JMU because you can't just go against your whole criteria of like the 5 top. I guess Duke. I saw the Duke coach last night, Manny Diaz, trying to plead. It's like, bro, you guys lost 5 games.
5 games, dude. Like, what are we talking about here?
Like, not to great. Like, you lost to Tulane, you lost to Illinois, and you lost 2 other games in the ACC. Like, dude.
I mean, I think this satisfies them for getting someone in the college football playoff ACC team. Man.
I think that's part of it as well. I think you're like, can we leave an entire Power 4 conference out? It's like, okay, well, it makes it easy. Miami beat Notre Dame. No other ACC teams getting in. Like Notre Dame just getting a conference. You would have been in the ACC championship last night. You probably would have won the ACC. You'd be in the playoff. You want to stay independent, like this is 1950, and keep playing independent. And this is what you get. As
I
a
agree.
USC fan, I'm stoked. Screw Notre Dame. But because I get like the whole they played better down the stretch, but who they play? You're playing like Boston College and freaking Syracuse without their quarterback. It's like who you beating down the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
So good for, I think good for the committee. Finally doing it right. Like just kind of took way too long to get to there, but good for them.
Yeah. Good for Miami. Congratulations to you guys.
Right? Tulane got 11, so they're just waiting for Tulane at Ole Miss. With Ole Miss without Kiffin, I think Tulane can hang around.
No, I think that'd be interesting. I like that John Summerall because I like that. I don't know if he will be still coaching that game. And
I think he said he was sticking around.
Okay.
So, James Madison got the 12, so they go to Oregon. That might be rough. No Notre Dame.
Virginia.
All is right in the world, No Notre Dame. Just kidding. But wow, 2 group of 5 teams, like
that's awesome. Like I think you need that more than you need a Power 5. Like when have you seen a group of 5, 2 group of 5 teams get into the college football playoff ever? Right. So this makes it to where we don't look at just Power 4 teams, right? Like you can be, if you have a great season and you win your championship, you get rewarded. And I love that. And then the fact that James Madison gets an opportunity, the 2 Kirk Cignetti teams and the college football playoff, like it shows you like, man, like the Kirk Cignetti effect for sure. Because what he built at JMU is still carrying on. And obviously Bob Chesney took the helm and did well for them. And now it's going to be if Billy Napier is going to burn it down to the ground. But JMU got money. Like JMU has a really good athletic department to where they've been winning national championships on the D1 AA level, and that money coming in helped them continuously build, and then got them up a level, and now they are continuing that momentum into the college football playoff, and that money they're going to get from the college football playoff is going to be astronomical,
big time.
It's been same with Ole Miss. Someone, oh my goodness! So I was having this talk with one of my friends. And this dude I was like, so who do you think is the best? Because we were talking about Lane Kiffin. I was like, who do you think? He said Lane Kiffin is the best coach in college football. I was like, what? Excuse me? Lane Kiffin's the best coach? He's like, look what he did at Ole Miss. I was like, dude, you understand? Like, Ole Miss is like the best NIL collective, has one of the best NIL collectives for trans. He's like, well, that's because Lane Kiffin brought him there. You still need money to bring him there. Like just because he got Lane Kiffin there doesn't mean like, oh yeah. Like, but if you tell me I want to go play for Lane Kiffin or I'm gonna get the money, it needs to add up.
I agree. It's like to go that far. Like I think he's top 10, but best coach in college football is way too far for me. Like he's a good coach.
But he's never won championships. And that's the
never
thing.
Won championships.
You had an opportunity to win a national championship. Like, my thing is like, oh, I think I could win the national championship at LSU. Motherfucker, you could win a national championship this year if you kept coaching.
Right.
Like, that's what's like, because I think, like, I need the bracket so I could get a visual representation of it.
He's never won a national championship, like you said. He's never even won. He's won 1 conference championship, I think, at FAU. He won the Conference USA. But it's like they've never had like a great defense outside of maybe last year.
Mm-hmm.
And like I don't know, like there's too many shortcomings in his coaching and on his teams for him to be the best, like even be considered as the best coach.
Okay, I got a graphic now. So this is all right. So right now. So you got Tulane, Ole Miss. So if you were Lane Kiffin, you would play Tulane. In theory, you should be able to win that game. In theory, right?
In theory,
obviously that Tulane defense is really tough and stout. But if you're that offensive, you had all this time to prepare for them. 2 weeks to prepare for Tulane. I feel like that's a good matchup. Then you get your lick back. And you can play against Georgia, even though Georgia right now is a completely different football team than played against. But then that'd have been a chance. Then who would you see in the semifinals is between Miami and Texas A&M. And listen, this Miami defense and their pass rush is so electric, and they
Ruben
can get
Bain kid.
after the quarterback, right?
Yeah.
If Carson Beck actually plays the football like he can play like he did at Georgia and just don't turn the ball over, this Miami team can play very complimentary, right? Then,
For sure.
I should be a good game. Miami, Texas A&M, I love that matchup. I think that's a good first round matchup. Alabama, Oklahoma, that sounds like a snooze fest, but it should be a tough nose matchup.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then I think Ole Miss and Tulane game is actually going to be really closer than we expected.
Yeah.
John Summerall, he knows how to coach defense, and I think he's going to do something, especially when you're not going to have the full complement of staff members that are going to be running that offense. I just see that being a closer game. JMU, Oregon, I hate to say it, but that could be a blowout. Like, that could be a blowout for sure. But, like, that's not a bad path, to be honest with you. Like,
right.
And then having possibly playing Ohio State, in the semifinal, like, that's 2 victories if you get past Georgia, getting your lick back. Like, that's not the worst path, to be honest. So.
No, it's not. Yeah, I think there's 3 good matches. You had the James Madison, Oregon. You got travel all the way to you go from Virginia to Oregon. That's a tough one, but maybe travel early, get out there next week or end of next week and just get out there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the rest of the matchups are nice. Alabama, Oklahoma. Venables is 2-0 against Alabama, so it's like, does he get to 3-0? That could be just kind of an ugly defensive game because Oklahoma's offense is really struggling, and so is Alabama's. But the other two, like I think A&M Miami could be a real nice game. Like, that could be a real fun game. You got like that defense of Miami versus that explosive offense. It's not been super explosive lately, but can be in A&M. And then I think Tulane can hang with Ole Miss, like you said, like we talked about, even like with missing Lane Kiffin and missing like the other players or the other coaches on the staff. Like, it's supposed to be Charlie Weiss Jr. calling the plays, but like, we understand, like, Lane Kiffin was calling the plays. It's like Mike McDaniel. Oh, Mike McDaniel is this offensive genius at San Francisco. Like, no, Kyle Shanahan was calling the plays. So it's like, we understand that. Like, Kevin O'Connell, no, Sean McVay was calling the plays. So let's see if Charlie Weiss, like, maybe this is like his kind of like tryout to be like, okay, maybe I can be a head coach in the future. They get on a little run, maybe he gets some run there in the future as a head coach, but he's still like super young, supposedly.
He's like 30, 32 maybe.
I would say I thought he was like late 20s, but yeah, he's still super young. So he's got time. He'll probably get some looks in the future. But I think Tulane, what they did on Friday night, like, North Texas had one of the best offenses in the country, and they just shut them down on Friday night. I think they held them to 7 points, shut them down. I get North Texas is not probably Ole Miss, but not much of a difference.
Yeah,
mostly offensive ran teams. So I think Tulane can hang with them. So I think you got a solid first round. I think they'll probably throw the Oregon James Madison game on the Friday night, just so it's like, if it ends up being a blowout, you can go enjoy your Friday night, and then throw the other 3 games on Saturday. I'm guessing the Tulane Ole Miss will be the first morning game, and I'm guessing the primetime game is probably Bama Oklahoma.
Okay,
I'm guessing, but I mean, the other one, even A&M Miami would be a great primetime game too.
No, I feel like that A&M Miami game got to be primetime game. I think that would be a good one.
At A&M, so they're going to be going nuts down there.
Mm-hmm.
Miami's a good team. They
have shortcomings, man. They just have these blunders of like, oh wait, this is football, right?
Right.
Oh, okay.
It's the Cristobal effect. It feels like sometimes, like when it gets in like a tight moment, this guy just kind of gets. I don't know what happens with, like, he just forgets that he's coaching, or he forgets that, like, what's going on. Like, bro, like, you have the better team, like, against Louisville at home. Like, just do your there's probably about like maybe a handful of guys on Louisville that would start on your team. Just play your game. Like, why are you getting tight? Why are you calling these random plays and trying to get cute? It's like, just play your game. You're better than them. Like, yeah. So does he get? I mean, this is going to be a big stage. Like, you're at Texas A&M, first round of the playoff. Everybody's going to be watching because you're probably the last team in. Because the other 2 got their automatic bids in Tulane and James Madison. So Miami, you're the last team in. you go out there and lay an egg, people are gonna be calling you out big time. Like, oh, we should have been Notre Dame, or we should have been Texas, or whatever. Like, they're gonna be calling you out. So like, pressure's on them. Good for them to get in. I thought that was the right thing to do because they beat Notre Dame on the field. So it's like that should count for something. I know it was the first week of the season, like 3 months ago, but it still should count for something.
And that same argument could have been used with Alabama. Like, can you throw that loss out that Georgia had against Alabama because it happened in September? So we're saying every single game counts. And so then we're going to start to see some coaches make some changes. Like, will Ohio State play Texas again next year?
Right.
In Austin, because they had the home and home series. I don't think so. Yeah, I would be like, if you're gonna, victimize me for playing football, it's a good chance. I'm just gonna say, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Right.
So, let's do our predictions. Predictions.
You want to throw up the bracket? I was like, I tried to see if they got it on the TV.
I got you.
They just got the rankings, yeah. But yeah, it's like I think that saves the whole like out of conference schedule thing, like. Because people were like, you hear Texas, if we would have just played, Miami of Ohio and kicked the shit out of them instead of Ohio State, we'd be in. Like, no, Texas, if you would have just beat a bad Florida team, you would have been in. And then like with Miami, they beat Notre Dame. If you put in Notre Dame over Miami, Miami's probably going to think twice about scheduling Notre Dame or scheduling anybody of that caliber. Like, I will just schedule, I don't know, Florida A&M, kick the crap out of them, and then we'll be at 11-1.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that helps. That saves a little bit. Yeah, so I think that helps a lot.
I'm writing everything down so we can have to reference as we go on.
Okay.
And then we'll do our sleepers again like we did last week.
Okay.
And our favorite now that we've seen everything. We only could choose one this week.
Right. That's all good.
We'll do our favorites in terms of going into the tournament, but then we'll give our champion. So we'll predict the first round. We'll predict the first round of the college football playoff. We'll do our sleeper teams, our favorite team, and our champion. Who we think?
Gotcha. Okay.
I'll start it off with the first game. We'll go top to bottom here. If you guys are watching, we appreciate you guys for watching and getting this far into the stream. Let us know as well who you got in these games. We got JMU versus Oregon. I'm going to go Oregon, and I'm going to go I'm going to go extra credit here. I'm going to go score a 42-7.
I'll say the early lines are supposed to lay out. So here, let's see if I can pull it. But I think, we'll get to that later. But I think they'll cover whatever it is.
So you going to Oregon as well?
I didn't know if you were going all the way through first. Yeah, I'll go Oregon over JMU.
Yeah, we'll go each game. We'll both give our pick. All right, so Alabama OU. You go first with this one. Who you got?
Okay. I'm going to roll with the Sooners at home. They seem to have Alabama's number. They seem to be able to kind of just rattle that offense and rattle Ty Simpson. Now, pressure's going to be on Kalen DeBoer. Because you lose this game, you're a 10-4 team. It's the second year in a row you lost 4 games. So pressure's on Kalen DeBoer. Noise is going to get real loud. And Penn State just hired Matt Campbell, so you can't just fall back and go get a job there. So it'll be interesting. So I'm gonna roll with the Sooners at home. I hate their offense, but their defense might be the best in the country. So I'm gonna roll with Oklahoma.
Ooh, I went with Oklahoma, and I went Oklahoma as my sleeper team last week, right?
Right.
I think I'm gonna have a change of heart. I've had much sleep and prayer. I was thinking about it, just like Lane Kiffin. But I'm not going to stay with Oklahoma. I'm going to go with one of the better jobs that will open up next year in the country. And I'm talking about Alabama.
Alabama. Okay.
I think here's my bold prediction that's insane. I'm going to write it down. If Miami has another really good year next year, Mario Cristobal to
Bama.
It's to Alabama as the next head coach.
Ooh,
Mario Cristobal would be a perfect hire to get back to what Alabama football should be.
right.
I think that makes too much sense to me.
I feel like he can recruit there, but like, are you still gonna have these games where you're just out coached? Because that's the thing. Like last night, Kirby Smart just out. I'll give DeBoer credit. He's coached. He's out coached maybe Kirby Smart a couple of times, but last night Kirby Smart just out coached him. And I think DeBoer's a good coach. I just think it's a bad fit in
Yeah.
Alabama. Like I think if DeBoer would have gone to like Penn State this offseason or gone to other jobs that have opened up, I think do a really good job. It's just a weird fit. And like
I
the
think the
style of
boy
play he plays, yeah,
he wants to go to Texas so bad.
that could come up too. I think
Texas or
Sark will end up.
USC. Texas or
I'd be,
USC for sure.
I'd be okay with USC. We'll see. I guess we're gonna keep giving Lincoln Riley chances. They finished with #1 class in recruiting this year, so we'll see if he can develop these guys or if they're in the portal in the next 2 years. So we'll see. But I mean, I'd take him there. I think he's a good coach. I mean, you take Washington at this time to the national championship. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's see. I think once he get Russell in there, the star quarterback that everyone's talking about, who's supposed to be a guy. Let's
Right.
see what happens once he plays next year and Todd Simpson's gone,
Right.
and see what happens. So okay, so do you have a score prediction for the Sooners game, or do you just want to get straight up prediction?
I'll go 17-14, low scoring, tight game. Oklahoma gets a late pick to kind of steal it or something like that.
I'm gonna go. Alabama makes a statement win. I'm gonna say they win 35-7.
Shit, that would be huge for DeBoer and Alabama. That would be huge. Like that would be big for them.
All right, so now I'll start off with Tulane versus Ole Miss. This game, I think, is going to have a lot of emotions for the Ole Miss fan base and a lot of the team. They really want to beat up any team from the state of Louisiana right now. They really want to do whatever they need to do to at least have that first victory and say, hey, we can do this without Lane. But not so fast, my friend, because I think I'm going to go with Tulane with the first round upset. And I think Tulane wins 24-17.
Damn, I was hoping to do that same thing. I'm rolling with the upset as well.
Okay.
I'm going a little bit of a shootout though. I'm going 35-31 Tulane. Give a little bit of a shootout here. Tulane plays good defense, but I think Ole Miss will still be able to move the ball on them. But I think I'm interested to see what this Ole Miss team looks like. Because you're going to be 3 weeks removed from your coach leaving and all that crap going on. Golding's your coach now. Charlie Weiss Jr. is going to be there. We just talked about this, though. Like, he's the offensive coordinator in name, but, like, we know who's making the play calls, whose scheme it is. It's all Lane Kiffin's. So I'm very interested to see what this Ole Miss team looks like. I think I saw an early spread where they're a 17.5-point favorite. I'm going to hammer that with Tulane. Like, that's way too many points. I think that'll come down because a lot of people will hammer that as well. But I just think Tulane, they're playing really good football. John Summerall, I think, is going to hang out for the playoff, even though we'll see how invested he is because he's got to build a roster with Florida and also coach Tulane. But I just like this Tulane team. Now, they did get hammered by Ole Miss in the season already, but that's when, you had Lane Kiffin and you had everything. Now you got half your staff. You're missing your most important piece in your head coach. And how much are you really bought into this? So I like Tulane to pull off the upset. And finally, yeah, that'd be cool to see a group of 5 team make it to the second round. It'd be pretty sweet.
Okay. All right, let's just start off with the main event, the best game, some will say. Hopefully the best game of the first round. Miami versus Texas A&M. Who are you going with?
Oof, I've been back and forth with this one because it's like A&M struggled down the stretch. You had the South Carolina game where they were down like 27, and then of course losing at Texas. We've gotten like 2 weeks off. This is a home game. This is probably the biggest game at their home ever. maybe outside some rivalry games against Texas. So I'm going to roll with A&M. It's going to be a close game. Defense a little bit. I would probably say 28-24 A&M.
Okay. I like that. Yeah, I think this is the thing. Like, both these teams have really freak show athletes on the defensive side of the ball.
They do.
Then it's going to come down to which quarterback do you think can make the most plays and not cost you, right? Like
Right.
Reese, I think obviously Marcel Reese was definitely a Heisman front runner at one point. I learned that kind of dwindled. Maybe he can still be a finalist. I'm not sure. So I think
Right.
we need to see if he could have that Heisman like game. But then, I don't know. I have to go with my gut, and I'm going to go with Miami
Okay.
with a victory of 28 to 21. I just think it won't be enough time for them to come back. I think the defense will be more of a I think they'll get their licks in for sure, but I think defense will make a big factor in this game for sure. But I don't know. Something tells me Miami I think is ready to go. I think they're going to try to right some wrongs this game, and I like their talent. I like Miami's talent too much, man.
No, I get it. Yeah, Miami's got a ton of talent. I trust Elko, I guess, more in this spot versus Cristobal, even though it's like coaching is pretty even here in this game. I don't know. A&M at home, got a couple weeks to prepare. Well, I mean, they both got a couple weeks to prepare, so it's not a big job. But they've gotten 3 weeks off, basically. So I think A&M wins this game, but I wouldn't be shocked if Miami goes in there and wins. I think this would probably be the best game of the weekend.
Yeah, great atmosphere for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right, so who is your sleeper team for the tournament?
Sleeper team. I'd love to go Tulane because I think they're going to beat Ole Miss, but I think get hammered by Georgia the next round. Give me Oklahoma. I think they can beat. I have them beating Bama in the first round. They're going to get Indiana on a neutral site. I don't know where that's going to be. It could be the Rose Bowl, could be whatever. But we saw last night Ohio State fans travel better than Indiana fans. Oklahoma fans are going to travel better than Indiana fans. So wherever they play, I think it's going to be an Oklahoma crowd. And Oklahoma's defense is good enough to keep them in every game. And Mendoza, have we seen Mendoza in a tight spot? Maybe, I guess, a little bit last night.
Got popped early, too.
Yeah, he got popped early. He had an interception. He played pretty good, but not great. Can Oklahoma kind of rattle him a little bit? And then you get probably Texas Tech or Oregon in the semifinal. If it's Oregon, I'd like Oregon in that game. If it's Texas Tech, that would be an interesting matchup. But I think Oklahoma's got a decent path. I don't want to just discount Indiana because I feel like everybody's still doing that. But I just feel like Indiana would really bode well having a home game in that second round because I think their home fans would be there and show up a lot. Being that it's on a neutral site, especially if it's in the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, I think there's going to be a lot more Oklahoma fans there. Or if Bama gets through, there'll be a lot more Bama fans there. So I don't know if that's really helping them. So I think Oklahoma, if they can get past Bama, can get to the semifinal.
Okay. I think my sleeper team, and it's kind of weird for this to be a sleeper team, but my sleeper team I decided to go with is Texas Tech. I just think no one's talking about Texas Tech. I think they've kind of quietly just built this juggernaut of a team. Daddy's money, oil money, whatever you want to call it. It's going to come into fact. And I think they could, especially if it's Oregon, Texas Tech, I think they could have a statement victory against Oregon. And I think that will just shift the landscape of the playoff where it's like, Texas Tech versus Indiana, Texas Tech versus whoever in that semifinal would be pretty electric. And
would be pretty electric.
Going in as the favorite because of what they could do to Oregon or JMU, which most likely is going to be Oregon. And I think then we're going to have a big-time semifinal matchup there,
Right.
which I'll be very here for.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with. I'm going with Texas Tech as my sleeper. Now, my favorite.
Here we go.
My favorite for this championship, and it is based off of all the reasons we talked about before. It is Georgia. I will be a dog forever. I just think Georgia, like, even if Georgia wasn't playing good, I probably wouldn't have them. I would be like, nah, I hate it. Like, if you would told me if this is the Georgia team from September, October, I'm like, no, I'm not going with it. I would go with Indiana or Ohio State for sure. That's the favorite for me. But because what Kirby Smart has done over the past month, over the past 2 months of getting this team right and seeing what I saw in that SEC championship game,
Right.
I feel like we are ready to compete with any and every single person that we play against, and we're game. Like we're sharp. We've been sharpened throughout the whole season playing against these SEC teams and playing tough, tight matchups to where now we're proven and we're war ready. And so that's why I feel like we are the favorite, and I think it'll be fun football to watch. So. Who do you have?
I didn't think I'd get here, but I think I gotta agree with you.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah, I like their path too, because even if whoever wins, we both have Tulane upsetting Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
I think Georgia wins that game pretty handily there, and they could beat Ole Miss. They've already beaten Ole Miss with Lane Kiffin there, and then you get to the semifinal. It's probably Ohio State, but Ohio State's got the toughest, probably second round matchup on deck with either A&M or Miami. So you're getting Ohio State after an A&M and Miami after playing A&M Miami, so they could be a little bit beat up. Where it's like I think Georgia, whether it's Ole Miss or Tulane, will probably cruise to a win in that game. So I like their path the most. And outside of Indiana, you could say Indiana was probably the most. I don't know if I would say Indiana is the most impressive team yesterday. They just got the most impressive win over Ohio State. But Georgia and Texas Tech looked the most impressive yesterday. But I just like Georgia's path. Getting Ole Miss or Tulane in the second round when Ohio State's got to play Miami or A&M. Indiana's got to play a good Oklahoma defense or Alabama. And Texas Tech has probably got to play Oregon. I just like the matchup the most.
Yeah.
Of what Georgia's got in the second round. And then you get to the semifinals. I mean, shit, anything could happen. Neutral site again. And you get to play a team that maybe is a little more banged up than you are. So I didn't think I'd be saying Georgia today, but I think them getting the 3 seed is actually better than getting the 2 seed.
Oh, for sure.
Like you wanted to be the number 2 overall seed, but it's like, nah, I'd rather be the 3. We still get a bye, and we get a better draw in the next round.
That's true. So maybe the committee did Georgia a favor. Maybe they got a couple dogs in there.
Maybe. Oh, I think the guy that sits at the top is like the Arkansas.
Oh, really?
AD or something like that.
That's fair because the Arkansas never will be in the college football playoff.
Right. So you don't have to worry about any collusion there with him. That ain't gonna happen.
I'll let you go first. Who will be the college football playoff champion?
Ooh, this is interesting. I'm gonna give you my matchup. So I think the national championship matchup will be a matchup of mentor versus mentee. I got Georgia playing Oregon in the national championship. Lanning's coaching against his old head coach and Kirby Smart. And I know it's probably going to be like music to your ears, but I think Georgia beats Lanning and takes down the crown.
Oh, I love that. I'm going with. I didn't think about the matchup. I really want to see Georgia versus Indiana in the college football play.
That'd be fun.
I think there's going to be. I think it's a tugging at the new college. It's like I feel like that's like a blast of the past with Georgia, that powerhouse blue blood team that's built themselves to a team that's trying to build themselves. And then I could just already see all of the edits, the Kurt Signetti edits that I already watch on a daily basis, but like even more so now after I watched one this morning. As soon as I woke up, they already made one of it's like, hey, what do you think you can do at Indiana? It's like you say, what do you tell the recruits? How you get people here to Indiana? He's like, who are the transfers, the high school kids? It's like a little bit of all of them. He says, I win. Google me. Like that's the greatest quote ever, and he's backing it up.
Big time. Yeah.
And so I feel like that would be such an easy storyline to have Kurt Signetti, a winner all around. They was together on the Alabama staff, and so now to be, it'll be Nick Saban's kids national championship.
Right.
Pretty much. I mean, who else had Nick Saban kids? So Dan Lanning, Georgia, DeBoer, Cristobal.
Yeah.
I don't know if Elko was.
No.
In theory, Lane was.
Well, I think Golding was on the Bama staff too. So either
That's
way,
true.
Ole Miss
It's still Ole Miss. Yeah. I don't know if Summerall was. No, Summerall was a Kentucky, and then he went. So yeah. Either way, Nick Saban still has very much a high influence on this playoff. But yeah, I'm going Georgia versus Indiana in the national championship game.
Right. Okay.
That's my heart. My heart says that, but I think it's going to be Texas Tech, Georgia. Actually, it's going to be Texas Tech, Georgia. My heart wants Indiana versus Georgia.
Right.
But I think it's going to be Tech versus Georgia, which I think is passion of college football versus having money to buy college football. That's the storyline I want to be. And Georgia will show you that the passion will always overcome money every single time. And Kirby Smart is back on top of the college football world. That's what I'm going with.
Like I said, I didn't think I'd get here, but I like their path. They looked the most complete. Them and Texas Tech looked the most complete yesterday. Like offense, defense. But Texas Tech yesterday, too, was interesting watching them. They could have put up 50 because they kept getting turnovers in BYU territory, but they kept taking field goals again, and they missed 2, I think, actually. So they probably could have put up 50 and made this look worse, and maybe they got an argument to get a 3 seed, but I don't think that would happen. But either way, Oregon, Texas Tech to me might be the most, that might be the biggest game of the whole thing. Obviously Oregon's got to be JMU, but I think they will. But that game, I think that game could be the best game. And I think who wins that game, like I said, I hate to keep discounting Indiana, but I think who wins that game probably gets to the national championship.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree there. I think that's going to be a really pivotal game. Yeah. All right. That has been our brackets. We are excited for this college football playoff. Cody, do you have anything? That you want to talk about that we didn't really talk about?
I mean, we reacted to the games yesterday. I'm trying to think if there's more. We had some recruiting news this past week, but we're just like the early signing day, which, I mean, went well for a lot of teams. But, I mean, there wasn't a lot. I mean, right now, the oxygen's all being taken up by the playoff. I think the bowl games are supposed to be announced here in a little bit, but those really have kind of lost their luster like over the years now that the playoffs gone even bigger. But I got really nothing else. I think the committee got it mostly right. I think people are gonna have issue with Miami getting over Notre Dame, even though they both didn't play this weekend, but Miami beat Notre Dame, so I mean that's gotta matter for something. They have the same exact record. So it would be different if like Notre Dame was 11-1 and their only loss was Miami, and Miami's 10-2. It's like they're both 10-2.
So some of the lines that came out: Alabama 1.5 favorite at Oklahoma, Texas A&M 4.5 favorite over Miami, Ole Miss 17.5 favorite over Tulane, and Oregon is 21.5 favorite of JMU.
I think I like all the dogs except for maybe JMU. That spread's big. So it's like, does Oregon like get up big and kind of just take their foot off the gas, or I don't know. That's not a landing's not a foot off the gas kind of guy. Like, but you don't need style points. You just got to win and move on.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think I like the dogs at least 3 out of 4. I think Tulane covers that 17.5 because I think they could win outright, like we talked about. And I got Oklahoma winning that game. And then 4.5 for A&M. I don't know. It's an interesting spread there.
We're going to talk about this real quick. Who will be the starting quarterback for Nebraska week 1 of next season?
Doesn't look like it's going to be Dylan Raiola. I mean, the brother decommits. The uncle gets fired. He's been hurt. Now, granted, their backup looked like crap, so it's not like his job's in jeopardy if he stays. And I don't know who they got in the.
There's some decent quarterbacks in the portal that you can come and get.
They can get some portal quarterbacks, yeah. But
I guess the real question is, how good is Dylan Raiola, though? Like, is he really worth how much they probably went and spent to get him in here? And he's been 2 years as a starter, and like, I get it. Like, he was a true freshman who wanted to play right away, and so now we have to judge him off of the 2 years. And I think he's a solid quarterback. He, to me, reminds me of a Spencer Rattler. Like,
I could see that.
Yeah. They don't have explosive plays, but he goes to the right places with the ball most of the time, but it's check down merchant. So then it's like, yeah, you're gonna keep getting these first downs and death by 1,000 cuts. But I feel like if he can increase his explosive plays just a little bit more, then I feel like he could be a much better quarterback prospect. Obviously, he wants to be like Patrick Mahomes. But Patrick Mahomes has a gunslinger mentality. He really doesn't have that gunslinger.
Right. Yeah. That's true. Wouldn't be the funniest thing in the world if he ends up at Texas Tech.
No, it would be quite hilarious.
It would be quite hilarious. Now it's like I don't think like their quarterback's not bad. Morton, he's not bad, so I don't know if he'd even start over him. But yeah, I'm with you. I don't know how good he is. I've seen him in spots where it's like, he's pretty good, but I don't. That's the whole thing with Nebraska. It's like I don't know how good his coach is. I don't know how good their quarterback is, and I feel like they're just gonna be forever mid or worse going forward because I don't trust Matt Rule like at all. Like I don't get all the whole like hoopla around him. Like, oh, like he could have got the Penn State job. Like that. Penn State got a better coach. It took them forever to get Matt Campbell, but they got a better coach than Matt Rule. And they had a better coach than Matt Rule with James Franklin. Like firing Franklin to go to Rule would have been that would have been bad.
Yeah.
I would have liked it because they're in the Big Ten, so it's like, okay, that's probably a win every year, but still. I think that would have been a mistake. But Dylan Raiola, it's like, where does he go? Because like Stockton's coming back, right? Because he was originally committed to Georgia, but like if Stockton comes back, he's not starting over Stockton. Where else he going?
I want him, to be honest.
Yeah, like who else? Like you go to LSU and try to win with Kiffin, but I think
I don't feel like he's a Kiffin quarterback.
No, he's not because he's not a quick decision maker.
No,
like that Kiffin likes. Like I could see Kiffin bringing Simmons or Chambliss over. So it's like,
sure,
yeah, it's like where do you go? Like I think it would probably be better for him to go to one of these like quarterback guru guys, but like I don't really want him at USC to play with Lincoln Riley. I guess you can go to Bama and go play for DeBoer after Simpson leaves.
But they have a better quarterback. Keon Russell is going to be.
Yeah, they have better recruits coming in and better guys already there. So it's like I don't know where you would go.
I mean, he can go to Auburn. I think Jackson Arnold just entered the portal.
Go to Auburn, play for Goalish, yeah.
They got Deuce Knight. So yeah. I mean, he can go to Oklahoma. I don't know if Matier's going to be. You know what I mean? I feel like he can compete with Matier. Matier's not that great.
If you go to Michigan, if Underwood leaves, I don't know. But it's like, do you want to go to Michigan? Like that's like what quarterbacks come out of there that's been great? What, Tom Brady 25 years ago? well, who's the last great quarterback that's come out of Michigan? Like I'm trying to think. Chad Henne was okay for a few years. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like where would he go where he's a guaranteed starter and he has like a good path to get to the NFL? I don't
I don't know. I'm trying to think. It's probably just going to be a lower school, to be honest. Like, it'll probably be like a. I mean, I just figured it out. I figured out where Dylan Riley was going. He's going to Florida State.
I just spoke poorly of Nebraska, but to go from Nebraska to Florida State in this day, like that would be a downgrade. Like Nebraska's in a better spot than Florida State is right now. Like that's because he'll be a junior, so I mean this could be his last year, but I don't see him as a guy that leaves early for the NFL. So
that makes too much sense because that's kind of the quarterback they kind of gotten over the last couple of years with DJU and Thomas Castellano. Well, Thomas Castellano is supposed to be this like more explosive with his legs, but he stinks. He was talking all this junk, and he stinks.
Right. Just the Alabama game. He showed out there and then just decided that was his whole season.
That was his Super Bowl. Like he said the season over after I beat Alabama because he did not show back up.
No kidding. But that would be interesting. Like Florida State, you go play for Franklin at Virginia Tech.
Florida State also fired Pat Surtain Sr.
I saw that, yeah.
Which is like I forget it was like Antonio Cromartie or somebody was like,
people were calling him out, yeah.
It was like, dude, this is your best recruiter. Like he's your best recruiter. Right. Why you got guys here? Why did you fire him?
Like high school recruiter too, because that's what Norvell doesn't do well. They do good. Well, they get big names in the portal. They just don't. Outside of the 1 year when they had Jared Verse and Keon Coleman, every year after that they've killed the portal, but then those guys don't show up. So it's like you do good in the rankings, but they don't develop. But his high school rankings, like his high school recruiting's not any good. And it's like, dude, you're in Florida. You're in like the three of the biggest states to get, and probably the best state to get talent of all, like at every position.
Explosive.
Like California, you can get like wide receivers and quarterbacks, but you can't really get like the big guys in the middle. Like you can't get the linemen. Texas, you can get everything too. So it's like Texas and Florida, you can get anything you want. And it's like, dude, you don't even compete. Like Cristobal doesn't even see you as a rival on the recruiting show.
He just walks right in and he walks right ahead of you in line and gets those guys' signature.
Right. So
he just got there a couple years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he's gonna be going in his 7th season. The fact that he's made it to his 7th season, I think he's got like 2 winning seasons. It's just they're broke there, and so that's why he's still there, which is sad.
Jameis Winston needs to come back to be their general manager and help fundraise money. I promise you, if he just start talking to boosters, they will have so much money for that man.
Right. So yeah, he's their biggest. I mean, it'd be him or Prime still coaching, but that's their biggest alumni out there.
That's probably who they're going to try to bring in.
Gosh, I just don't see Prime coaching for much longer because of his health issues. And it's like, bro, he doesn't have to. Like, you're good, man. Go to Shadur's games. See if Shiloh ends up on somebody's team. You go be a dad with kids in the NFL, or at least a kid in the NFL. Like, why are we still coaching Colorado? Like, you got that one season, that 9-3 season. That's like that ceiling at Colorado. Like that's you, and you had, Genti was the Heisman last year, but you still had one of the best players in college football last year in Travis Hunter. You had a good quarterback in your son. Enjoy your life.
I really do like their offensive coordinator hire, who was the offensive coordinator for Sac State, who's a go-go guy.
Yeah,
I really do like him a lot. So I really thought that I think the offense can be good. Will Juju come back another year? They did sit him the last game to preserve his
shirt. Yeah,
which is like, thank goodness he has some common sense, Prime. Like, holy moly.
Right.
But
yeah. Well, the kid they got from Liberty, Salter, that was a
big swing and miss. I didn't think he was going to be that bad, but I think that was a proponent of Pat Shurmur. And understand, like Pat Shurmur wasn't good last year. I don't understand why you brought him back again for another year. Like he had it right when he got Sean Lewis in as offensive coordinator. He was a good play caller. Like I think Prime has the vision, but he has the ego that's going to disrupt his vision at the same time. Because then, in what world would why did Sean Lewis have a falling out with you that you took him from calling plays? Like that didn't make any sense. Like your offense was explosive under Sean Lewis, and then you went with Pat Shurmur. You thought, because I'm gonna bring in an NFL guy
Right.
You brought in an NFL guy who wasn't good in the NFL.
Right. Right.
So it's like, I don't understand. Like,
yeah, and Sean Lewis is winning at San Diego State. Like they can get 10, they can get 10 wins if they win their vote. And so it's like he looks good. He'll probably end up getting a Power 5 job here in the next 3 to 4 years.
And he's still like 30. He's still like 36.
He's young, super young. Yeah.
So it's like he has the vision. Like he's had, again, like he always talking about, I'm around good talent, but why can't you cultivate that talent and build that culture where everyone stays? Because the thing is, why are you pushing people out of your program? Like, especially if they're good talent. Like, obviously, I only want the best people, but yeah, but you also need, there's levels to it. Like, you also need good talent to push those talent as well in practice. So it's like, it's okay. Like, I don't know. We don't have to get into that discussion today. That's all I really got for you. I'm ready to go watch the Commanders lose to the Vikings. We're already down 7-0. I think Patriots are bye.
Patriots are off this week, so I can. Patriots on bye, so I can just enjoy the day. Don't have to worry about anything, and just enjoy the games. Hopefully, my fantasy teams can win, but just enjoy the day.
I'm gonna watch the first half, and then if I don't see what I like to see, I'm gonna go run my errand day at it before it gets dark.
I hear you.
But all right, thanks, Cody. Anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
No, I'm good. The playoff mostly got it right. I thought maybe there was a chance Alabama get left out, but they did play in the conference championship game, and they were the number 1 seed in that game, so it'd be hard to leave them out. But kudos to them putting Miami in over Notre Dame, keeping the head-to-head alive. So I'm excited. There's some good matchups. We'll see if James Madison can hang with Oregon. I think it's the only matchup that can get sideways, but I think the rest of them will be pretty good.
All right. Well, we'll be back here next Sunday, 12 p.m. Eastern, non-Pacific. We'll be talking more college football, some scenarios, whatever pops up. Army, Navy. We'll talk a little Army, Navy. Maybe talk some G5 teams, some bowl games. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But until then, enjoy your Sundays, everybody, and enjoy your week. We'll catch you next.
See you guys.
Snap back, quarterback rolling right. He's looking end zone. Caught. Touchdown.
Saturdays are sacred. A football podcast.